If you get up in the morning and think the future is going to be better, it is a bright day. Otherwise, it's not. I say something, and then it usually happens. Maybe not on schedule, but it usually happens. Nobody ever changed the world by working 40-hours a week. You want to have a future where you're expecting things to be better, not one where you're expecting things to be worse. I think it's very important to have a feedback loop, where you're constantly thinking about what you've done and how you could be doing it better. When something is important enough, you do it even if the odds aren't in your favor. When something is important enough, you do it even if the odds are not in your favor. If you're trying to create a company, it's like baking a cake. You have to have all the ingredients in the right proportion. I think there should be regulations on social media to the degree that it negatively affects the public good. It's okay to have your eggs in one basket as long as you control what happens to that basket. Patience is a virtue, and I'm learning patience. It's a tough lesson. Starting a business is not for everyone. Starting a business, I'd say, number one is have a high pain threshold. People work better when they know what the goal is and why. It is important that people look forward to coming to work in the morning and enjoy working. I think that's the single best piece of advice. Constantly think about how you could be doing things better and questioning yourself. We're already cyborgs. Your phone and your computer are extensions of you, but the interface is through finger movements or speech, which are very slow. If we drive down the cost of transportation in space, we can do great things. I think we are at the dawn of a new era in commercial space exploration. I think life on Earth must be about more than just solving problems. It's got to be something inspiring, even if it is vicarious. If I'm not in love, if I'm not with a long-term companion, I cannot be happy. When Henry Ford made cheap, reliable cars, people said, "Nah, what's wrong with a horse?" That was a huge bet he made, and it worked. When I was a child, there's one thing I said: I never want to be alone. That's what I would say. I don't want to be alone. Brand is just a perception, and perception will match reality over time. Sometimes it will be ahead, other times it will be behind. But brand is simply a collective impression some have about a product. My opinion is it's a bridge too far to go to fully autonomous cars. I usually describe myself as an engineer. That's basically what I've been doing since I was a kid. If you think back to the beginning of cell phones, laptops, or really any new technology, it's always expensive. In order to have your voice be heard in Washington, you have to make some little contribution. What I'm trying to do is to make a significant difference in spaceflight, and help make spaceflight accessible to almost anyone. I had so many people try to talk me out of starting a rocket company, it was crazy. Physics is really figuring out how to discover new things that are counterintuitive, like quantum mechanics. It's really counterintuitive. If something's important enough, you should try. Even if the probable outcome is failure. I think we have a duty to maintain the line of consciousness to make sure it continues into the future. I think we are at the dawn of a new era in commercial space exploration.